You know, I like to read something if I may. The purpose of calling out to God is not for the purpose of your entertainment. It is about elevating your vibration from what you will have acquired. The Most High knows your hearts. Truly calling out is not about seeking, it's about seeking a better way to be in life. Is it about understanding vibration? Yes. It is important because you are an eternal soul as an extension of the Most High. With His science, you understand that holding on to Him maintains you in elevated vibrational frequency. With this, you will not return to another lifetime of material body, because within physical there is suffering. I'm on my stump tonight, this evening. I was talking to a friend, and I'll work this in there, but I was gonna just do my stump, but I was talking to someone who asked me a question about a lot of things about what I'm doing, and but they had this specific question, and it was, they said, when did you get into doing a spiritual YouTube channel? And I thought about that, because I realized something. I realized that this was about sensationalism, right? This was about sensationalizing a YouTube channel, when in actuality this is about enlightening or trying to awaken those who are asleep, who have the vibration. Because see, I understand that in a real sense of this is not about fun and games. It's not really about trying to make you understand this if you don't want to understand. You get what I'm saying? Because if you have the vibration, you're probably going to understand this. So I'm on my stump, because instead of, taking the time to explain to that person, some of the real aspects of why they need to reach higher vibration, which is why I'm talking to you guys on any given day, because that is the most important thing. And actually, the most important thing is the Most High. All praises to the Most High, folks. He is God of all things, all universes, all realities. He is the creator, folks. And those of you who are asleep, just like the person I was talking to today, and I could tell because, the nature of the conversation and all this stuff. Sometimes, you can't save everyone, folks. I told you guys that in the end, just like you've heard these great stories, right? Many of them are just stories, but the whole point of it is that little jewel of a lesson in there. What have you ever learned from any of these stories in the past, folks? So we're going to talk tonight, because apparently you haven't learned. The point of, and the most important point of this whole conversation or this discussion we're going to have this evening, because it's not going to be too long tonight. We're going to do a part 2. But the thing about this is that you guys are selfish. And when I say selfish, just like the person I was talking to, right? You guys are selfish because the natures, your instinctive natures are vibrating on a lower frequency. So when I say that, I mean in different ways. We can use little trivial examples in life. Your bullshit material realities that you want to buy into. You go to work every day and you do all of this stuff. All of us are doing these things, by the way, but I'm just trying to show you, for those of you who don't realize that you're suffering, or you're in slavery, or any of these real things, and how to break out of that is always going to be through the Most High, folks. The Most High is observing everything, and that's a fact, But you're selfish because just little things you do in life about, serving yourselves in society. This is why we have poor people. This is why we have homeless people, wars, and all of the things you do. You don't care about bigger humanity. You could care less if everyone died. On some level, you think that you're above the dynamic of being a human yourselves. You're just air breathing, shit wiping fools, narcissists. You know, the true reality of it all, folks. So your selfishness, when we talk about the Most High, because he's the most important thing. I keep telling you guys, and this is part of the educational aspect of this. The Most High is everything. You are literally a vessel of the Most High. He is manifested in all things, folks. And I use these finger examples. I use these puppet examples or different things. But the life in your souls is through the Most High, right? Through his grace, he allows you to experience this in this reality or whatever reality that you're living in. But it's all him. It's always been him, folks. Okay? So when I talk about giving praise to the Most High, and some of you scoff at this, some of you atheists, some of you fucking fools, people who I have a right to do what I want. But on that very day of the reckoning, folks, you will be the very ones who shit your briefs or your panties or something. You'll be the very ones, right, crying out to God, asking God. Hey, great ones. Asking God to deliver you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you folks? So you're fools because you're very arrogant about this attitude that you have, and we're going to explore this evening, right? We're not going to take a whole lot of time with this because we got another video coming, but I've had a couple of days to process a few things, and you know, I've been around a few folks, you know, and heard a few people have this talk, this tough talk about scoffing. You know, they were talking about, you know, if God is real, if hell is real, and all of these things, and scoffing at the idea of being punished and laughing at it. And everyone sat around in that group and laughed, and I was so angry because I said the very breath in your bodies, folks, is the Most High. He's observing this though. So there'll be a day of reckoning for that person. You know, it's not my place to judge them, but just to observe and understand and realize why the day of reckoning is coming, folks. So many of you are not in that place. And that's the point about the vibration. The vibration is me telling you that you shouldn't be charging anyone for rent, or nor should anyone be paying you for rent. The land should be shared by everyone, right? Because Mother Earth, whom I know, folks, is providing the land for us all, right? She's giving us air, and we haven't paid her a dime. And you guys don't understand, if she wanted to, you know, to practice to do some of your practices, if she wanted to just experiment, because she has free will like you, I keep explaining that to you, but you're selfish. See, that's that word again. Somehow you believe that you can do what you want, you can enjoy all of the things, the gifts that God has given you, and you don't owe him the praise. See, he's the most important aspect of this all, folks, because he is Mother Earth. He is you. He is everything, folks. So you owe him the praise because, and really I'll say this, you should have God on your minds every single day in every single activity you do. That's why I say devote your work, folks. Now, why am I saying it? Now, if you have to ask me that, you're selfish. You get what I'm saying? Because the Most High keeps his eyes and his mind on you every day. And if he didn't, you wouldn't exist. Do you understand me, folks? The simple truth is that you guys are drinking this Kool-Aid and enjoying it and living it up and just partying and just, you're hearing about this fateful day. Because it's fateful for the evil ones, for the worst of you. Okay? You've had many opportunities to correct this thing, but you don't. And the average person has partaken in this experience and enjoys it themselves on some level. As long as you got a nice cold beer and a football game or some shit, right? A caricature of the husband on the Roseanne series or something. Most of you are that, right? You're slaves, and you know, you work for the company store and all of this stuff. Not realizing that, you know, you're part of the problem. So your selfishness and the Most High is always the most important thing that I talk about tonight, folks. You know, the Most High is always the most important thing that I'm ever going to discuss, because it all relates back to Him. All of this stuff that we do in this society, folks, is just merely bullshit. You understand what I'm saying to you? Once you get on the level where you know that the Most High is actually real, folks, then you're accountable on so many levels for so many things, right? And with that knowledge comes great responsibility to yourselves, right? For those of you who are already awake, you understand what I'm talking about. With great knowledge comes great responsibility, right? And it starts with yourselves, right? You're responsible for making sure that you vibrate on a certain level, right? Are we going to let people run over us? No, that's not what I mean. But when I say vibrating on a higher frequency, you have to hold on to the Most High. You have to talk to Him every day, folks. You have to keep Him in your heart every day, folks. You have to think about Him every day, folks. You see? You're not doing it. That's the simple point about you being selfish, folks. God, in the actual fact and truth of it all, folks, is that the Most High, if He did not keep you in mind, you would not exist anywhere. All of the universe understands this principle. The great gods in the heavens, they understand it, folks. But because you're humans and because you have that lower nature thing going, and you're more apt to gravitate towards that because it feels so good to step on people. It feels so good to be on top of someone. So you don't want to share what Mother Earth is providing. Who's doing it as a duty for the Most High. Okay? She's never thought of taxing you for what she's providing. But you guys have not learned that example. First of all, a lot of you are ignorant merely due to the fact that things have been hidden from you, and that's fair, okay? But you have to understand that if you're part of the machine of foolishness, you'll be destroyed too. If it's in your heart, folks, what will be the point of you continuing in a higher reality? You couldn't exist anyway, folks. So your ignorance doesn't excuse you on any level, okay? Any of the foolishness that you're doing that is separating you and not making you realize that you're one. You're actually one with everything, folks, and everything in the universe, because the universe is created by the Most High, and everything is Him, folks. So you hold on to Him. You get it? When you hold on to Him, this experience makes you realize all of the foolishness, all of the suffering, all of the needless things that we do to each other. Violence. So you folks, you know, I'm not going to talk too much longer. Like I said, there'll be a part 2 to this. This was the beginning of a beautiful stump. We'll pick this up very soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. But I want you to think about that, folks. Why are you selfish? You're selfish because you don't recognize the great things and the great humility that's shown to you every single day, folks. And you in turn don't show it to others. Mr. Land Baron, Mr. Power Company owner, Mr. whoever, they'll face their days of reckoning when they realize who has the real power, folks. Okay? So keep on partying, you know, just keep on living it up. And, you know, when the day of reckoning comes, be strong enough, be man or woman enough to deal with it, because, you know, it wasn't a big deal. So it shouldn't be a big deal when it happens, right? I love bad behavior. But bad behavior is the reason that we're going to have the reckoning. And too many of you have partaken in the experience, drunk the Kool-Aid, you know, and now we're where we are. The story has already been told, though. So many of you want to dream until, you know, the nightmare comes. And that's fair enough. you know, that's a foolish thing, but that's fair enough. You folks going over to my website, thinkbehavior.info, pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior. You can pick that book up on Amazon. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Love the new subscriptions, and you folks have a great evening. There'll be a part 2. Y'all take care.